So last week I took an online quiz to find out how OCD you are. Oops! According to the Nobel Prize winning neuropsychologists at superhappyfuntime.com, not a real site, I'm so OCD I force birds to sing in unison. Here's a quick test for you. When you're making a video, do you see the mistakes? If so, you might be a little OCD. But does that prevent you from publishing that video? If so, you might be a little more OCD. Today on The Visible Authority, how to harness that attention to detail to make really great videos. One of the most frustrating things is when you've worked really hard on a video, maybe taking hours to record a 5-minute masterpiece, and in editing you suddenly notice you've got a little piece of spinach stuck in your teeth. You put your whole heart and soul into that thing, and now maybe it's unusable. Is that reading the room, or is that OCD? Sometimes it's hard to tell. But what are you going to do? I mean, what do you have time to do? You might not have another 5 hours to give it another go. So do you or do you not send it out? Before I answer that, let's look at another case. You've shot a video. Again, it's a good one. Took a whole week. But there's no audio after the first 2 minutes. That one, you can't send out. But it doesn't seem fair. You even checked it in the headphones before you started. You didn't check the batteries, but who does that? People with audio in their video, I guess. I mean, I don't mean to rub it in your face if this has happened to you. If you're OCD, you do that enough to yourself. I know I have. Okay, let's look at one more case. You spend weeks planning and setting up a studio so you can draw all over $1,000 interactive smartboard, but you didn't account for the glare off the screen. And most of your shots look nothing like the crisp, detailed images they showed you in the online demo. So you send that video out, knowing this strategy will need to be replaced in the very near future. But with what? I think that is the hardest part about being a little obsessive compulsive, because you're sick of making these kinds of mistakes and you know what it's supposed to look like, but you can't figure out how to get it because you can't see it. Right now, you don't even know what caused the problem. And you really want to know. Because in spite of all the frustration, you really love doing video because it's the best way to communicate ideas that you're really good at boiling down to their essence. But training your eye is going to take a little while. And you want to know why things work the way they do. So for example, when you buy a new piece of equipment, you can make an educated guess as to what you can expect from it. So you might want a course created for the OCD sensitive, a course completely focused on how to train your eye. Then you're no longer defined by being an OCD, but rather you've become a COD, a consummate operations director. That's going to take a few weeks. In the meantime, since you can't quite see the things that are making you crazy, it's best to work with a checklist. If you follow this one, it will keep you safe from 99% of whatever you run into making these kinds of videos. I have to allow 1% for the creative new ways we get ourselves in trouble. When you download that checklist, it'll also give you access to a free course that includes all the how, so you can finally get your whys. Now, what would you do about that video with the spinach in your teeth? In my world, that would never get out, because grooming is part of the checklist. I also can't afford 5 hours to shoot a 5-minute video. So I would just brush my teeth, put the script on the prompter, and spend 5 minutes on the reshoot. That whole process is defined by the rhythm of my weekly production schedule. That keeps any of my, OCD tendencies in check. So you delete the nastiest no-nos and let the small problems go, knowing, and this is key, knowing they'll help you create a much better process, starting with your very next video. Fortunately, not everybody is going to notice the spinach. But if you want people to see the truth in your videos, learn to see the truth about what's causing your video problems. And that is the way of the visible authority.